So is China the next great frontier for sports recruiting? Mark Gray is a radio and television sports journalist. He joins me now to discuss this further. Mark, welcome back.
Always a pleasure.
Oh, it's great to see him there, right?
Yeah, it's great to watch the unbridled enthusiasm of a kid that's just going into minor league camp.
Oh
It's
my
great.
gosh, he's going to be such a big star. But let's first talk about Yao Ming. He was elected into the Hall of Fame. We know that the formal announcement is on Monday. He will be the first Chinese player in NBA history to receive this honor. Tell us about the impact of this, Mark, on the NBA.
Well, I think it's less about what he did on the basketball court, and I think it's more about his ambassadorship. Now, that's not taking anything away from his ability, but he just didn't do it for an extended period of time. And I think had his body not failed him, we may have been talking about one of the more prolific scorers in the history of the NBA. That being said, what he did in Shanghai speaks for itself. He's owner part of the team right now. He's meant more to the export of the game from the United States to China and opening up marketing and media doors for the NBA and international basketball. It's way beyond what his impact on the basketball court, the reason that Yao Ming is in the Hall of Fame.
That's right, and there are basketball players who are being cut, and they're going to China and signing for really good deals there that are competitive with the U.S.
It's interesting that you bring that up because Yao's former team is the Houston Rockets. Two of their players from this year are on the Rockets team right now that's trying to make the playoffs. You know, you get a Michael Beasley to come in who struggled with the Miami Heat here in the NBA, but he goes to China, he's Player of the Year. They're pretty soon going to build a statue for him. He's been that good. So not only has what Yao did for Shanghai, the player, have an impact on the NBA because it allowed the world to see what this guy could bring to the best league in the world. What's happened with the new players going over there needing a chance to play and getting some seasoning and then coming back to the NBA, I mean, that's a door that can't be underscored how big it's going to be, not only now, but down the line for basketball in America, in the NBA in particular.
Let's move on to baseball. It is the season. We just saw a nice little report there from down in Miami with the guy who's known as Itchy Shoe, Gui Yuan. He seems like a nice young man. His favorite food is Chipotle. That was such a cute anecdote.
We know he hadn't been in America for too long. He is in Tampa, the great places.
Let's talk about his impact.
Well, first off, he's a prospect right now. I would say at 19 years old, he talks about he's one of the smaller players in the camp, so he's going to have to grow into his body. From a baseball standpoint, the Baltimore Orioles play in one of the smaller baseball parks, meaning that it's easier to hit home runs. With him being a left-handed hitter, they have what they call a short porch in right field, or a very easier way to hit home runs than in most other ballparks. If he fills out, continues to get better, if he projects out as he did in China, he could have an impact on the Orioles. And the Orioles will need somebody like that in 3 years because they're going to have some financial decisions to make with their star players, and they may not be able to keep all of them, and to have a prospect like that who blossoms would be really big, and it would open the door for other athletes from China.
Is he going to be a big star? People are going to come out to Camden Yards just to see Itchy Shoe?
I don't want to put that burden on him, but I will say this. We've noticed that when you see Far Eastern baseball players come over, they bring an enormous fan base, not only from the people who are watching the games over there, but for the communities here in the United States. Big star on a statistical level, I don't know. Big star in terms of all the stuff that goes with being a baseball player, yeah, he's got an opportunity to sell a lot of products in various places around the globe if he performs as well as they expect him to.
Mark Gray, always good to see you. Thank you. I'm sure we'll see you again.
Hope so.